Hey, good afternoon. We have some profile reviews to do, and we're super excited about it. I know this has been one of the things that we do from time to time, super high value, so we don't offer it often. But when we do, it can make the difference between attracting your perfect audience, making a lot of sales and signups, and really having nothing but crickets and tumbleweeds on your profile, right? So we're excited to do this today.
Yeah, just a few tweaks can actually magnetize your perfect audience to you. So we're just going to be giving a few tips. And I think sometimes people overthink, but they just need to totally do, a facelift with their profiles. But sometimes it's just understanding who you are and what you like, because that's what's really important. Sometimes we're always thinking outside of who we are. And so that's what we want to really show you today is what makes sense to magnetize based on your own lifestyle and what it is that you want.
Exactly, exactly. So I'll share my screen and we will get the show on the road. Here we are. Let me just make sure. Is this easily visible for you, Nicole, or is there a lot of stuff on the screen that I need to move?
No, it looks great. It
Okay.
looks great.
Perfect. You never know with this Zoom stuff. Okay, so Mark Brown is the first one up. Hello, Mark. Thank you for letting us have a peek at your profile. We're excited to share some tips with you. There are obviously a few things that stick out right away, Nicole. I know we're probably both thinking the same thing. So what is it? What's number one for you, having a look at
Number
this?
one for me is the banner, the Facebook banner. Now, it's a beautiful banner. It's lovely. Who wouldn't want to see that sunrise or sunset? I think it's a sunrise on a beach looking at water. It's gorgeous. But, Mark, it doesn't tell us anything about you. So, if we want to magnetize the perfect person to us that's very much like us, then what we want to do is maybe show the season of life that we're living in. And I see that in your profile pic, but I think I'd like to actually see that on your banner. And we'll talk about your profile pic here in a second. But if you are involved in any charities and you have pictures of that, because that's always a heart snapper when people see that, one of the things you live for is helping others, that's always a really good sign for a banner. Or, of course, if you have a family and you have a recent family picture, maybe, we just celebrated Easter, you have a great family picture, being able to see that season of life of where you are in your family right now. What season is that? Or, are you, do you have teenagers? It looks like you do. You have teenagers, maybe older children. For anyone watching this, if you have toddlers, whatever that looks like, your season is going to very much, most likely be the season that the other people that are watching you are in as well. And that pulls them in a little bit tighter because they can say, oh my gosh, they have a family just like me. Oh my goodness, they have teenagers just like me. I know what their life is like. Oh my goodness, they have grown adults with grandchildren just like me. That's very, very powerful. And it really starts to help with trust and respect before they even get to know who you are.
Yeah, and if this banner is meaningful to you for some reason, we need to understand that as soon as we look at it. So let's just say that this is a beach that you go to all the time with your family. Well, then include an image where you're actually there on the beach, because then all of a sudden the location has meaning to the viewer, and connects us to that, stage of life that Nicole is talking about. So the other thing that pops out at me right away is the profile picture. Now, we'll zoom in here a little bit. Nice, nice, nice. I love it. But the challenge is when you're in a picture with someone else, it no longer becomes about you, right? And somebody connecting with you. Now, in this case, because your name is Mark, it's pretty easy for the viewer to assume that the guy in the picture is probably Mark, correct?
Mhm.
So for some of you watching, if your name is a name like Jody or Pat or Riley, or I mean, there are many where it's possible it could be male or female. Sometimes people legitimately don't know who they're speaking to. Like if you reach out to them on Messenger and they check you out, they don't know, is this a girl? Is this a guy? Is this, which person am I actually talking to? So it can create confusion, which we never, ever, 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 ever want. Because when there's confusion, people don't tend to take action on anything. So in your case, obviously we know which one is you, Mark, but rule of thumb, when you're trying to attract your perfect person to you, you want them to feel magnetized to you immediately when they land on your profile. So it's always, always better for you to be solo in your profile picture. Unless your whole brand, the thing that you talk about all the time, is so intrinsically linked with the person in your picture with you, for whatever reason, which is going to be like 0.04% of the entire population online, then they probably shouldn't be in that picture with you for your profile. And if you
Right. Like,
put them in your banner, great. Yeah.
exactly. So, I mean, for instance, if Mark, you're a single father and it's just you and your daughter, I mean, that could be huge, right? If that's all you talk about. So that's such good stuff, Stacy.
Right. And in this day and age, honestly, people don't necessarily know that's a daughter. See what I'm saying?
Right, right,
Because
right, right.
they don't know you, right? Yeah. It's
Yeah,
just better
that's
to
true.
not cause confusion. So in the
Right.
intro, it says, I share easy, simple concepts about life, home business, and relationship as a former drinker. And relationship as a former drinker. Okay, so you know how I am about the IHOP statements, Nicole.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Um,
I love this.
I okay, I'm gonna just scroll down a little bit here so that I'm not distracted by you sharing with me on the right-hand side there, Mark. Um, I love that you're sharing from the perspective of a former drinker. I think that's a big differentiator for you, and that would probably be my focus.
Yeah.
When you are sharing easy, simple concepts about life and home business and relationships, that is way too vast of a niche. First of all, ain't nothing easy or simple about life, home business, and relationships. And without context, it doesn't mean anything. You're not like, are you sharing easy, simple concepts to save time, to communicate better, to have more adventure, to save money, to have a tidier home? Like, I have no idea when I land on your profile if what you're sharing is going to be relevant to me. Now, if you were to say, for example, former drinker sharing tips and things I've learned to be a better father, better communicator, whatever, something like that, or better in business and in life, learning how to communicate as a former drinker. I don't know. I'm making stuff up because I don't know what it is for you because you haven't told me. So I would take that last bit of this, the fact that if you are a single dad and you are a former drinker, and I find it interesting that you don't identify as an alcoholic. So there's a story there. Or maybe you
Hmm.
do identify as an alcoholic, but you didn't say that. So there's a story there. So I'm drawn in by that. I would love to know more about you as the single dad, former drinker who doesn't identify as an alcoholic. What's going on there? And what is it you're going to share that's going to help me in my life?
I love that. And people will magnetize to that. They will, because people crave it. They crave validation when they've been through something or they're currently going through something or thinking about going through something. Some people are sitting on a fence because they're afraid of where to even reach out for help. They think they need help, they want help, but they would rather see somebody else going through it or they've come out maybe on the other side. And especially when it comes to drinking and having a family, there's so many people that struggle with this, and there's a lot of fear and guilt and shame. And so when they can kind of live vicariously through your moments, that is going to be such a powerful thing for them to start healing. It's therapy for them. And of course, I believe it will be therapy for you to be able to share some of the things that you've overcome and maybe even things that you're currently going through and the lessons that you've learned. So Stacy kind of wrote out something for you. It may not be exactly who you are, but it was so powerful to be able to see something a little bit tighter. And I agree. When I saw former drinker, I'm like, wow. because a lot of men, they do talk about it, but there are so many men that don't. And they want help, but maybe they're not ready for AA, right? Or it's just being able to live through somebody else that's going through it. It's a healing process.
Yeah, and one of the things that really stuck out at me when I saw that is that there are people who are former alcoholics. Well, I guess they once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic, but I mean, they're in recovery truly and improving themselves every day and self-aware. But then there are people who are alcoholics who just don't drink, right? And those people haven't started the process of figuring out why they drank in the first place and creating change in their life. And I could totally see you coming in there and being someone who's working on themselves all the time and being really helpful to those people who maybe aren't sure what that looks like. Maybe they have gone through AA, but trying to integrate that into their daily life now that that moment is past and they're like, okay, I've done the 12-step program. Here I am. What do I do? How do I just move into my life in a way that's cohesive? You know what I mean? And so we don't know exactly where you fit here, Mark, but hopefully you've got some ideas based on that discussion that will help you figure out where your perfect spot lands in this discussion. Because then when you get clear on that and you start making content that delivers specifically to that thing, that's when you're going to start building a massive audience of people who are going to hang on your every word, especially
Absolutely.
US Navy.
Yeah, I saw
Dude,
that.
I mean, that's huge right there too. You are a service-driven guy who has a lot of responsibilities and a lot of people like people relying on you, right? So I'm sure there's a lot of people who can relate to this.
You have a lot of stories to tell, I bet. You have a lot of stories. And remember, people are going to social media, Mark, because they want to escape things, but a lot of people turn to alcohol because they want to escape things. You're going to have the potential of helping them trade one for the other and start learning some, pretty incredible things that they can implement in their life. I like that post. Can you go back there? I'd like to see that one more time.
Yeah, it's good value. It's
This
based
is
on,
really good.
yeah, feeling
Yeah.
thankful, live, love, laugh. Good morning, my friends. Congratulations, you made it another day. Let go of attachments. Freedom lies in detachment. Have a marvelous Monday. That's a perfect little post. I like it. Now let's have a peek at what's happening. We can't go over everything here, but just out of curiosity, just make sure you go and respond to every comment when people comment. They're going out of their way. But other than that, I like this. This is just somebody tagged you. Cousins. That's cute. Yeah. That's funny.
That is fantastic. Okay, so funny's money, right? I love this. Good job there, Mark.
Now I wonder, did you share this? You shared this, right?
Ah, yes.
That's why you didn't
This
get
is a good
any
point.
engagement. Yeah. If
Let's
you
talk
had
about that,
downloaded,
Stacy.
pardon me?
Yes, let's talk about this. This is very important.
Yeah, if you had downloaded this and uploaded it yourself instead of sharing it from Melissa's page, you would have gotten a ton of engagement on this. I guarantee it.
Mhm.
So when you share things, it doesn't get a lot of algorithm juice. It's just the way it is. So what I would do next time, download, upload, and then in the description, say thank you, and then tag Melissa for the inspiration. This is exactly what I needed, or something like that. And then,
Definitely makes it more personal, and that's what people are and Facebook just really doesn't push things out that are shared. I mean, they want it to be original, they want it to be yours, and you always thank the person that you received it from.
same thing here. Stop sharing. We love Ray, but download it, upload it, and just tag Ray, say thanks for the inspo, whatever. You're going to get a lot more. Okay, you're using the same picture. You got to get out of your comfort zone a bit there.
Is
Um,
it same picture, different coffee mug though,
is it?
right? Is it? I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know. Now I have to find out.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
You're right. Wow. You actually took the angle so close that I literally thought it was the same exact picture. Dude, there's somebody in our company, Nicole, who does this. I'm not going to name her, but she takes every single picture from the same exact angle. Her hat changes, her sweater changes, the background changes, but it's like her face is like she thinks this is her best side. So every picture is the exact same. We have to not get into that habit. Sometimes it's also because of how we hold our phone. It's just the most
Of
comfortable
course.
angle, but we have to get out of that habit because people might actually think they already saw this.
Right, and they'll scroll right past the message that you're trying to relay. So I would definitely start changing up the angles, Mark. But I do love the idea of you sharing your coffee mug. It's great. It's daily
I
inspiration.
do. So smart. And even if you're
Hmm.
kind of in the same pose, if it's very obviously not the same picture, it will work.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, but every time you share your thoughts on something, that's when you're getting the most engagement. When you share,
Right.
I mean, that's just how it is. See, there we go. So I like this. I do like this, but I would like to see you like be a little further back sometimes, maybe a slightly different pose. Maybe you can stand in the doorway and point up sometimes. I don't know. I like this whole concept, but just some ways to make sure that people don't just scroll past thinking they already saw it. That's all. Anyway, we've got some good tips.
We enjoy your Facebook profile, Mark. You're a
Yes,
great guy.
you're such a
And there's
good.
some content, man. There is some meat
Yeah,
inside of everything that we're seeing here under your intro and your about section. So much can be shared if you're open and willing to share it to really pull in, I'm assuming, men,
mhm.
right?
I would also love to see a journey post pinned
Oh,
to
for
your
sure.
profile. Yeah, pin that to your profile, just where you were, where you are, where you're going. And that can be with regard to your business, with regard to your relationship with somebody, with regard to your recovery, if that's a thing. We don't know yet for sure, but if it is, um, with regard to any personal development endeavor you have going on, like if your audience knows that you've been trying to read the Bible more, or you've been trying to get in shape, or you've been trying to, socialize more, or anything where you're trying to grow, give them updates. Do journey posts and pin them to the top of your profile so that when people land there, there's something super juicy for them to chew on.
Oh, I love that. Everyone should have a pinned post, an authority post or a journey post, something that lets them know who you are, where you've been, and how you help them.
Exactly. Yeah. Boom. Okay. So let's
Awesome.
move on to our next person. We will do, let's share it out. Whoops, sorry.
Omar.
We're actually on Tracy. Oh, we gave it away. Omar, you are next. Oh, it's hard to see because I've got so many tabs open, but Tracy, Elizabeth Leisure Hale. There we go. My first thing, and I mentioned this to you, Nicole, when we first got started. I feel like it's a whole mouthful, and I don't want to take any value away from a person's name. So clearly, Tracy, if it's super meaningful for you, awesome. But we have to remember that when we're in business, oh, apparently you sent me a friend request. Let me just confirm that while we're here. I'm so delinquent. I'm delinquent. I'm sorry. Um, but when we're in business, we have to remember that we want a very seamless experience for potentials who land on our profile to connect with us. And when we have so many names, it can be a little overwhelming. Like, what do I call her? Do I just call her Tracy? Do I call her Tracy Elizabeth? Do I call her Elizabeth? Is she Liz? I don't know. And I know it sounds like I'm nitpicking, but because I've been around the block quite a few times, when I landed on your profile, I felt overwhelmed. So I wonder if maybe other people might have that experience and if it's possible to shorten it, or if there's a reason you can't. I don't know, but just a little message there.
Now, Stacy, this is a really good point because a lot of people put their maiden name inside of on Facebook. Like I think mine is Nicole Domuret. I think it's still there.
Mine
But
too.
if your name is lengthy, a lot of people do it because they still want to find people they went to high school with or maybe college with, old friends that can now identify them and find them if they don't know their married name. I get it. But most of us have been on Facebook since 2009, 2010. So you're probably already friends with a lot of these people. So it's up to you, but I would consider shortening the name. It just makes it easier for people to remember you. And Tracy Hale's a great name. It's just a great name, and so just consider that. Just consider that.
Just as a point of
Um,
reference, you can do
yeah,
this because
right.
this is my profile. So this is how people know me. That's my maiden name in brackets. So people know, and it's not confusing, just as a thought.
That's
Now we go,
great. I love that.
how do I get
So
back?
let's talk about the banner just for a second. Just for a second. I love that you have scripture verse up there. It clearly tells people that you're of faith and that that's very important to you. It's part of your identity. If you are going to use something like that, you could always do it with a picture of the season of life you're in. If you're married and you want a picture of that, you could always put a quote there right next to the picture. If
Yeah.
you guys are standing in, like nature or in a home or just having your picture made, you can actually put that quote. The one thing I'm going to say about this quote is it's a little bit off centered. It looks like it was, it's grainy. So it looks like you took a close up picture of maybe something on a piece of paper, and that's important to you. But while it's important to you, clean it up just a little bit so that's not a distraction to the people that are reading it. And I love it. It's a beautiful scripture verse. But I would just go, two for two, and a win-win would be you putting that on a landscape picture of you and the people in your life.
Yeah. I would have a picture here and then the scripture like across the bottom or something like that. Because
Yeah,
that was something that I found a little bit jarring as well, is that it's like off center and you can see the side of the paper up here. And I'm like, I would
right. And it's a
definitely
little grainy.
make it
Hmm.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Okay, so moving down, I don't have any problem with the profile picture. I think it looks good. It's
Yeah.
clean, friendly, all good. Um, let's see, empowering women to activate their health and mindset while walking with Jesus Christ. Empowering women to activate. Activate's an interesting word. What does that mean? What does that mean and how do you do it? Are the only two questions I have there. So if
Yeah.
I land here and you're like, she's going to empower me to activate my health, what does that mean?
And
Are
who
you
are these women? Because everybody's going to be coming at this from a different angle, right? You may have younger women, older women, married women, single women, but what is it that you do to help them in their health and mindset? What are the pain points or issues that you're trying to help people overcome? That's really important that we see that. And it doesn't have to be everything. It could be one thing that you really focus on. So what is it that you really help people with every day? If you're keeping a promise to yourself and a promise to your I help statement here, your mission statement, then really go back and investigate that. What are you seeing that you're doing to help women every day that really brings joy to you? That's important. We want to love what we do by, it's so therapeutic to be able to help people by doing things that make us happy and that we're good at. So, what have you found yourself doing over the last 3 to 6 months? How are you helping people? And if you're wanting to help people make money in business, if you want to help people feel better in their health because you've gone through something yourself and now you're maybe on the other side of it or at least two steps ahead of them, then that's what we want to see. We want to
Mhm.
see how you help them and we want to be able to read that in your statement.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, and mindset around what? Like, we'll just get really clear. And you can say more with less potentially. Like, you could say empowering Christian women,
Oh,
empowering
I like that.
older
Yeah.
Christian women, younger Christian women, Christian married women. Like, I don't know which women you want to attract. Call them out at the very beginning. And then what is it that you actually help them do with their health and mindset? Mindset around what?
Right.
Like, are you dealing with women who feel guilty about self-care, or are you talking about personal development? Like, I'm not really sure. So we need to get crystal clear on what you're what you're really bringing to help these women.
Yeah, love that.
And then I think you're going to attract people that are really precisely who you're looking for, which is always awesome. A little too much going on here, I think. Wouldn't you say? um Works. I would get rid of works at self-employed. I would get rid of former, all of the former. Um, I would get rid of, I don't think I'd put my high school on there. I would choose either from or where you live. Just really pare this down. Who are you now? The ones that's most important to you. Like if you want to put where you studied and where you live and that you're married, awesome. But you don't need all of this.
Yeah, I would agree. 3 or 4 lines is really all people need when they're getting to know you.
Yeah, we don't need your CV. Like we don't need to know where you were before,
Right.
unless it's like really relevant. But for most people, it's not.
Right. Right. I mean, if you were home, let's just say that you were a nutritionist or something like that, right? And you're helping people learn how to eat properly to lose weight or to actually prevent disease, whatever it is that you're doing. If you were a nutritionist before and you have some type of qualifications, you want them to see that, that's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay, so we've got a reel with scripture. Alive. I like that.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Yeah.
So let's look at that live title, Motivated Monday. So we're always having to put our marketing caps on. So Motivated Mondays, awesome. We want to motivate people, but how are you doing it in this video? What are you talking about? I would like to know that in the title, Tracy. I think you will get more people watching.
Yeah, I'm surprised that you didn't get more engagement. But that could be very, I mean, we can't go through and watch the whole live, but it's only 4 minutes. That's not much of a time investment. Um, and activation seems to be a word that matters to you. So if that's relevant, then we just need a better descriptor in your I help statement so that your audience knows what that means.
Right.
I mean,
Um,
you
oops,
tweak it and you get better at it. So
sorry, I didn't mean to turn you on there. But because it's only 4 minutes, it's not a big time investment. So I think Nicole's right on the money there. If you had a better title that reeled them in, you would get better engagement.
Right. And if it's a 4-minute video and you like 3 quick breakfasts, 3 quick breakfasts to help you get out the door and put protein in your body, something like that, and you do it in 4 minutes and you talk about it for 4 minutes. People love quick tips. Everybody wants everything quick, right? So I get it. Just let them know what they're getting quick.
The biggest problem I'm seeing from a content perspective is that you only have reels and lives, reels and lives, reels and lives. And so when somebody is new to you, Tracy, they're not going to watch. They're not going to watch any of this. And this is probably a big reason why you're not getting a lot of engagement. They don't want to invest even 3 seconds with you until they have a reason to. And the way they find out is by seeing a static post that says something that they can quickly read and decide who you are to them. Because that's the way
And so
humans are.
drum roll, please. Brrr, that's going to be a featured post that you've pinned at the top.
Exactly. You have to have, and you need to intersperse those static posts that say something valuable, that get them thinking, that makes their life better, easier, or more fun, makes them laugh, makes them inspired, whatever, interspersed amongst the video content. So when they're scrolling, if they're looking for something they can take a bite out of and you're not giving them anything, so they're just moving on. That's what's happening. So hopefully that was helpful. Anything else that you can think of, Nicole?
No, I mean, just great content. And Tracy, I love that you're consistent. That's what I'm seeing. You're showing up every day, every day. Just put that marketing cap on. And I say this, so I feel like a broken record, but it's so important. When you're wearing your marketing cap, who am I talking to? What do I want them to do? Right? Because in these videos that you're doing, they're for naught if you're not having them drop CTA, a word or something in the comments, even in your lives, right? So whatever it is, even if it's just a moment of inspiration, you could probably have some devotional or some scripture verses for the week that you could say, hey, I'll give this to you. Just drop the word, motivation in the comments or whatever it is that you want to use, um, to get them to engage. Engagement is what pushes out everything on social media. More engagement, more people will be put in front of your content.
Yeah, precisely. And you're beautiful to watch, but people
I
aren't
know.
watching, which is what's sad. They're not watching. So if you get a good title and you start off the video kind of reiterating that good title in your own words so that when people catch it, whether it's on the replay or live, they want to watch. That's all going to help. And then if you have that call to action, you know, obviously then you've got the whole package. So hopefully that was helpful. I think you're like literally a few tweaks away, Tracy, from
Totally.
crushing it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go back to
It's
Mr.
Omar.
Omar. Okay. I love this. Love the banner.
I
Yeah.
do too. I love the banner. I love the banner. So I'm imagining this is your family and your extended family, but I love it.
All here. It's so cute. Oh, I love it. I love the profile picture too. Look at the look at you can see the personalities of the family. Look at this one up here. She's like, I ain't having it. I just want to go to Starbucks. Can we just get the right? Like it's so good. This one over here.
This is great.
Oh my goodness. Look at her expression. I love it. This is awesome.
Yeah, this is awesome. This is a family. If you invited me over for dinner, we would have fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Omar's having the most fun of all, which is even better. And I
Looks
love
like it.
this profile picture is just, it's
Yeah.
a
Great
winner.
picture, Omar.
Yeah. I help busy
Okay.
parents over 40 reduce the effects of aging through simple hacks. Dude, you nailed it.
Ah, good job, man. We've been working on this for a while.
No kidding. Nailed it. Love it.
Oh, I love this.
This is perfect.
Yeah.
Like you've been paying attention. I love it. It's all good. It's all good. Okay.
Oh, I love this.
About 11 big words. Oh my gosh, Omar. If this is pinned, then you've won the internet today.
Yeah.
Sincerely, Grandpa. Oh my God, I'm crying and I haven't even read it.
I'm gonna have to come back and read this. And please pin. Oh, it is pinned. It's
Pinned.
pinned.
It's pinned.
Omar, you really get the trophy. You really do get the trophy
You win the
today.
internet today, my friend. Yeah. Oh, dude. Yep. Nailed it. Like we literally
Oh, I
have
love
nothing to
this.
say. Why red hot topics uncensored are becoming people's new favorite ones. Oh, that's an ad. I hate it when they do that. Okay.
Oh, nice post. Look at that. Nice engagement.
Yep. Are you answering people?
Omar.
Or you got to answer people. Okay, this is only from a couple hours ago, but some of them are 8 hours.
Yes.
So when you have a chance, just make sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. It's very inclusive. 5 shares. Look at that. Dude, see what happens when you nail it? Now, look, you're not answering your comments. So this is the one place where I would really say make an effort. If you need help, get a VA, but you can't let them go unanswered. You have answered some. It's amazing. But the engagement is amazing. Like people are writing stuff, right? That's awesome.
Mm.
Okay. Okay. So the one thing I would say, I'm gonna say it. Okay. Your I help statement said you help busy parents over 40 reduce the effects of aging through simple hacks. I do not see any simple hacks. I don't see any discussion about aging. I don't see anything that specifically calls out parents over 40. I see a lot of faith material.
Can you go down a little bit farther? I mean, I know it was Easter, maybe it was a whole week of it, but I just want to see. We just want to see quickly. Hmm.
This might
What is,
be
yeah.
Spanish.
Is
So,
there a title on that video?
well, no, this is an ad, right? Isn't it?
Oh, I see.
Or maybe that's not. Maybe that is a title, but I can't read it, right? No, there's no title on the video itself.
Okay.
This looks, I'm not sure, but it could be related to money. But this is all faith, all of it. And I think it's amazing. What is the world's biggest discovery and prevention science?
Okay.
Okay, so there is something related. Okay, so maybe you're doing it in your reels. It's possible. But still, I'm going to point out the elephant in the room, Omar. If faith is this important to you, where is it in your I help statement? Because if somebody comes and they see your I help statement, and let's just say, for the sake of argument, they're a busy parent over 40 that is more new agey. I know it makes us kind of twitch, right? But let's just say, okay, are they going to resonate with your content? No, they're not. They're going to say, this is not for me. And that's fine. We repel those people. But if they knew right away by what you said in your I help statement, then you're going to select and sort way faster. You're going to attract your people way faster. So we want to be super clear. You have a great I help statement. You nailed it if that's actually what you wanted. But I'm not really sure it is. I think what you really want is to help busy, faithful parents,
Faithful, faith-based.
or faith-filled or faith-based parents. You maybe reduce the effects of aging, but there's something else in there. You're a motivator.
Christ-centered.
Yeah, Christ-centered. You're a motivator. You're an inspirer. You're somebody who wants to connect through faith.
Yeah.
So if you want to connect to people through faith, if your goal isn't to preach so much as connect through your faith, then say that. Right? You can help people with a specific problem they're having who also have that in common with you.
Yeah.
So I would just, tweak again. And I would actually make a habit of mixing in some static posts that deliver on the promise you're making here. Let's have some of that in there. Let's have some Omar with some stuff on his face, or I don't know, interacting with the products you recommend or something. I know maybe you're doing that in your stories. Let's see.
Yeah, let's look at that.
Nope, not yet. It might have been.
Not in this moment.
At this moment in time. Yeah. So just some things to think about. And we're being harder on you because, you're Omar.
We know that you're going to go apply it immediately. You're amazing. Dude, talk about your products in your stories. Take them in your stories. Talk about the things that you do and what you're good at and helping people. Make sure you're doing that in your stories every day.
All right. Go to work, Omar.
But love your stuff, dude.
He's amazing. He you implement like a champ. You know it.
You do.
Okay. Now we have, I think, a TikTok coming up.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's come back to Sherry and start out here with Victoria because we want to get some specific comments out for you, Sherry. Okay, Victoria, TikTok. Beautiful to watch. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, there's some things jumping out at me. I'm sure there's some things jumping out at you. I'm not seeing a lot of titles on the screen. Part 1. I don't see part 2. Maybe it's not there yet. Yeah, we got to get some titles on these screens.
Yeah. Right. So it looks like you're kind of on your way there. You're halfway there, but understand when you say this is not new information, part 1, we don't even know what you're talking about. So People are not going to read the description until they read the caption, and you're really only given 3 seconds before they scroll away from you. So you want to pull them in with that pain point, with that curiosity. So they want to read the description. They will not read it first.
Oh
We
yeah.
want to keep it there.
I don't read the description even when I like the video. And
Right. Yeah.
I
It's
only read it if there's something very specific I want.
right. Exactly. If somebody's dropping something in there that I need, and
Exactly.
that's a great tool as well. I'd like to see a little bit more. I'd like to see some hands. I see your face. You're gorgeous. But I like this video right here, free EMF protection class. I don't know what EMF is. Maybe if you could give a little bit more information, because free's good. People love free. But what I love about this video, before I even read the caption, is your hand.
Yeah.
It
And
makes
even
such a difference.
yeah, even this one, because she's wearing a hat, like anything
Yeah.
where you stand out is going to make a difference. My biggest concern is that we don't have the titles. You could be making the most incredible videos in the world, Victoria, but I'm a not watch them. So if you have something on your video that says they lied to you, listen up. I'm like, what'd they lie to me about? You need to reel them in. You need to say something that's jaw-dropping. Like, why is no one talking about this? Why am I the only one who cares about this? Things like that.
Mm,
Like people, instead of saying free EMF, like Nicole was saying, what is that? What is that class solving for people? When they go to that class, what problem is getting better? And whatever that problem is, you point that out. Like finally a solution for problem that you never knew existed. I would watch that.
absolutely. Your hooks are very important. Your titles are important, but people are nosy. So when you write a title and a
I'm
hook,
nosy.
like they've been lying to you, or this is a myth, you're not going to believe this. This blew my socks off. You know what I'm saying? It's almost tabloid hooks. The tabloids that are sitting in the front of the grocery store when you're waiting to pay, you know you can't keep your fingers off the magazines that says something that's pulling you in. You're like, oh, I shouldn't. I don't have time. But I can't help myself. Those are the titles that you need. And just think about it. What would stop you? Take 5 minutes and scroll and see if you find some captions that stop you in your tracks. That's a great way to learn. But what would stop your scroll if people were actually putting the right types of captions up for you? Because you are your people. Remember that.
Yeah. And then your I help statement. I help women over 40 live longer, better, more energy, clarity, and youth. Well, girl, if that's true, you should be a multi-billionaire. How?
Mhm.
How do you do that? Like I'm not saying you have to have an I help statement in TikTok. It's a different culture. You don't need to have a full I help statement, but I certainly want to know when I land on your profile, is the content she's sharing for me or not? Am I over 40? Okay, that's one differentiator. We know. I want to live longer. Who doesn't? What does live better mean? More energy, clarity about what? Youth. Okay, so I'm relating to energy and youth. That's all that I understand in that, because the rest is open to interpretation. So it's not very clear. You're talking about clarity, but it's not very clear.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so listen to this. Victoria, if you count 5 videos over, and this is to, if anybody's watching this, it's over to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Part 2, right? I have no idea what you're talking about because there's no caption, except I'm actually sitting here reading the captions that are built into TikTok. And it's fantastic. I saw you saying that there are XYZ tablespoons of sugar in a soda and the adverse effects to drinking that soda. And you're talking about the Netherlands and how their cheese didn't make you sick because it wasn't processed. Oh, that is the information that people need to be over 40, live longer and better, have more energy, clarity, and youth, right? But I didn't know it and I wouldn't have watched that video.
Mhm.
We got to have those captions pulling them in.
And even in your I help statement, there has to
I
be
had no
something that
idea this had so much sugar in it. Oh my gosh. That's simple.
Yeah. 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 You don't even realize how much sugar you're taking in. And, like things like that, where people are like, what do you mean? I know. They can't help it.
They can't help it.
Hmm.
They're so nosy. And we want them to be nosy. So give them the titles, it's going to pull them in.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I
And
love your consistency.
so I would, in your I help statement, I would clean that up just a little bit. And you don't have to say I help, but you can say I help or helping women over 40 if you want. And I would say something about tips or like lesser known strategies, just something that's going to be like, oh, what does she offer me that I can't get somewhere else? Like,
Right.
I just like a
Yeah,
little
I
bit of,
love it.
yeah.
Hmm.
Good job.
Helping women over 40 live longer, better, more energy, clarity, and youth through tips you've never heard before,
Yeah. But
or
I would,
debunking the myths that you grew up with.
yeah, I like
So,
that. I like that a
mhm.
lot. Like, or um, making sense of all the noise around health for women over 40, things like that. Like when you say living longer, better, energy, clarity, it's just too much. You can't help me with all those things. It's not possible.
Yeah, call out one pain point and solve it.
Right. Exactly. Boom, boom. That's it.
Good job.
Love it. Okay. So one more. We're on a roll. Let's see if I can manage to make this one work well. Okay. Sherry Brown. Move this out of the way. Okay. I can't really read the titles, but they are there. Change your thinking, change your future. Does your marriage need a vac? Oh, a vacation mountain beach. Busting the myth. It's time to be pampered. I mean, they're not bad. I like a new mindset is possible. Summer gut secrets. That's good. I like that. 3 questions to ask about your marriage. I like this.
I like what others will not tell you about your belly fat. That's good. It's a great title.
That's the same one I was just going to say. And then she put 3 hacks to bid farewell to my belly bulge. That's great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, what is the engagement on that one? Can you bring that up? I'm curious if she has engagement on that one.
To get rid of belly bloat.
8 hearts, 4 comments, 1 save.
And people did ask for information, and that's fantastic. So I would suggest, Sherry, really start testing the things that work. And the people that are dropping engagement, those are the type of videos you want. So if you're not getting engagement, then start looking at the ones you are getting engagement on and think about the theme and what you're saying that they're interested in, what they're really open to learning more about, and start making more of those videos.
Yeah, most people are responding to.
Why do I?
Yeah, there's no comments on a lot of these, which is interesting because you do have, oh, you're brand new. That's why you don't have a lot of
Yeah, she
followers.
just
That's all
started.
it is. That's all it is. It's going to just take a bit to get those followers. The other thing I wanted to mention on Victoria's that I forgot to mention, I didn't see a link there. So,
She only had 200 followers. She just started her TikTok account as well.
oh, I was looking at her following. I thought she was over 1,000. You're right. My mistake. Never mind. Okay, empty nester rehab. Well,
I
I
guess
like
we
the
need more
title.
information.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the title. However, yeah, Nicole's right. We don't know what that means in this context. What do they need rehab for?
Right. Rehab back to health, rehab out of debt. What are you rehabbing? I want to know. You can remove the the ENR off of text. It's not necessary. It gives
What
you
is that?
more characters to work with too.
What does ENR mean?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know that term, so I would definitely get rid of that, but I love that you have it.
Hmm.
Let me just see. Oh, I don't think I can click this on my desktop, but we're gonna open it and see where it goes. Oh, girl. Oh, we can't have this green. It's making my eyeballs bleed.
And white on green doesn't work well.
Oh no.
It
I
bleeds a
would,
bit.
I
So
would love to see your beautiful face right here.
yes, no logo. As a matter of fact, you have that same logo on your Facebook profile, friend. You
Yeah.
need your face there. We need to see your beautiful face in both places. They need to know that they're in the right place because they know what you look like. They don't know your name, but they know your face. So you want to keep them there so they know they're on the right place or in the right place. Your picture is important.
What I do love, I love that you label your button
Yes.
with what it's going to do for them. That is super smart. Marketing to the heart. Get rid of my gut. That's
Great.
where I'm going, right? Like, that's good.
That's
This is,
great.
oh, look at that. She's got her Amazon hooked up there. That is
Ooh,
so slick,
nice.
girlfriend. I like
Big ol' kudos to LinkedIn for offering that because most of them don't have Amazon hooked up to that yet. It's because it's not social media. I love it
that.
though.
This is Linktree, you mean?
It's Linktree,
It's,
yes.
it is
What did I say?
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, Linktree. I was looking at the logo.
Um, Okay, very cool. I mean, you've got, this is nice and clean, super simple. I have no issues with it except the color, and I would love to see your face on it. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, agreed, agreed.
And you
Good
just have
job.
a beautiful smile. Like, why don't you
Mm,
want your picture there? I don't get it. It's awesome. Yeah.
yes,
Look
yes,
at this. You're so watchable, lady. It's
yeah,
only a matter of
she
time.
is. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. But really test those videos out. Stacy and I had to test what was working and do more of that. So pay attention to how people are responding. And you know what? Here's another great tip. If you do get a response or a question, answer it with the video on TikTok. Answer it with the video. That really, I mean, TikTok loves that, and they do put you in front of new people and a bigger audience when you use the video. And Stacy, can you show her how to do that real fast?
Yeah, I don't know if it'll let me do it on desktop, but let's just
Oh,
say
okay.
they might. Oh, you don't have a comment on this one. Let's go back to the one that you had a comment on. Oh, wait, that's not the back arrow.
hey there, super quick. Wanted to come. 3 questions to ask. There's 3. Hi there.
Okay.
Shoot.
So if you have a comment, reply.
It doesn't give you the option
Oh,
on
they don't give
desktop.
you the
Okay.
option on. Well, what will happen is you will see, Sherry, that when somebody has a comment, if you click reply, when you're on your phone, it's going to give you a little video camera icon in red. And when you click that, it will open up your TikTok as if you're going to create a new one, but it's going to allow you to reply directly to that person's comment. And their comment will show up on the screen. Once you're done recording, you can move that comment anywhere you want on the screen. You can set the duration, same as you would any text, and you will be replying directly to that comment. It will post as a normal TikTok, but when you go back to this video, you will see all the specifics about that video still there in the comment so that it links directly to it. It's really powerful.
It is. It's a great way to build faster too and get more following.
Totally. All right, let's get out of here. Boom. That's all I got. I mean, it's early days, and I think she's super consistent. You're getting those titles. It's just about being a little bit clear about who you're attracting. The other thing is, I want to
So the
see.
empty nest rehab go-to gal, this is a built-in SEO. So we have to use language of what people are looking for. But I do like empty nest, but I
That's
don't
what
think they're going to be typing in like rehab, right?
that's why I'm looking to see if that's what actually shows up there because it's desktop. I'm not sure.
I'm looking her up on TikTok right now.
Yep, empty nest rehab go-to gal. That's what turns up in here, up there. So Nicole's absolutely right. You need to change that because you need to have something at the very top of your profile above your picture there. You can see here. That is searchable. So definitely I would, whatever problem you solve, you want to call
Right.
that.
And it could be empty nester because people would type that in, but there needs to be a pain point attached to that. Like if it were menopause, attach that word somewhere because people know that word, people are looking for their problems to be solved from that word. So just think about what it is that you want to help them do and put a pain point in it.
Yeah, for example, empty nester menopause tips, empty
Yeah.
nest, maybe you want to help. I mean, I don't know what you actually help them with. I think it's health and wellness, isn't it? It looks like mindset is part of it. So whatever it
Yeah.
is you're doing to solve their problems, are you helping them figure out their purpose after the kids left the house? Are you
Mhm.
helping them rediscover new passions? Are you helping them get fit? What are you helping them do? And I would put that in that title, like empty nester fitness hacks, empty nester, uh, you know, healthy habits with Sherry, something like that will be really helpful. And let me follow you back. Why not? There we go.
And I see that your last video was on the 18th of March. So you definitely need, if you're wanting to build to 1,000 to start going live, definitely do a video a day, whether you feel like it or not.
Yeah,
Because
at least.
you
Yeah.
gotta, yeah, you gotta be consistent over there. We
Mhm.
had someone just recently go to almost 5,000 in 2 weeks
So
simply
awesome.
because they showed up every single day and sometimes twice a day. Not necessary, but they really wanted to hit it because they wanted to, do more things on TikTok. So just make it a goal to try to make a video every day, even if that means you have to batch them on the weekend because you're busy or you're working.
100%. Yep. Awesome. Hopefully that was helpful.
Awesome.
Aw, yeah, lots of good stuff going on. People working hard. I like it.
I love it. I love it. And I love the consistency of everyone. Fantastic job.
I just love that people are so willing to take feedback and work on
Mm,
themselves and take it in the constructive way in which it's intended and not let their ego get in the way. We see this a lot with people. Um, they won't put themselves in a position of having to be accountable. I used to be
yeah,
like that. If there was an accountability chat, I'd be like the last person. I'd be like, no, thanks. I don't want that. I don't want anybody holding me accountable. You don't realize that all the growth that you seek and all of the results that you seek are on the other side of that constructive feedback and that accountability. And so for all of you who have put yourself, quote unquote, in the line of fire for the greater good, um, I mean, pat yourself on the back. I understand that this
yeah,
is high value service, but it's also at the same time vulnerable, and we understand that. So thank you for being awesome.
totally. Yeah, that's incredible. And it's growth. And we try to put ourselves in those positions all the time because we know in order for us to get to the next level, we have to grow.
Right.
We have to take a bigger step. So incredible.
Yeah.
Good job,
Very
guys.
cool. Thank you. Have a good one. We'll see you guys on the next one. Bye for now.